cash crisis. We're talking about Venezuela once again. Systemic important banks. They removed the one factor they called monetary preparedness. All right, we are connected for a RTD news update midday edition, and excited to connect. Wanted to just plug in real quick and share with you some information that was passed on to me from someone in the community. So as always, I appreciate everybody taking time to share articles and videos throughout the day. So of course, Telegram and Discord is where you can do that. But as I always say, the entire transition we're experiencing, they always leave clues, and we're able to put together the pieces of the puzzle to see the bigger picture of things, and technology is a major part of that. And so I want to share with you some information on some recent developments that happen to have flown under the radar. And so I wanted to bring it to light and just give you guys something to think about, but ultimately point back to the role of technology, hardware, firmware, software, the blockchain and things like that, and how it's being utilized for evil. But it's all a part of the globalist agenda to further enslave humanity using technology. And so before I do that, I want to make sure I give everybody a chance to just, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up button, show your support for the channel. And as always, want to make sure everyone is able to stay plugged in throughout the day. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you'll be notified. But before I get into the developments in reference to how travel might be positioned in the days ahead, I want to share with you a snippet that I shared on Telegram and Twitter about the real reason for cell phones. And it's not just because they want people to be able to connect on social media for fun and games, but there's a much more sinister plan behind it. And I think it's starting to play out right now. So listen to this.
I want to begin with technology, because there is a belief here that technology is the key to geopolitical power. Well, perhaps it is. But let's first discuss technology. So, for example, this is an iPhone. You must have many of them. It's obviously a useful tool, and you have no idea of its history. I will now tell you its history. The cell phone was developed by the United States Army in the 1970s. It was first deployed by the US Army. So your cell phone is a military tool. The microchip was commissioned by the US Air Force to fly the F-14 and also cruise missiles. GPS, you've used that to find your way around. So did the US Navy, which commissioned the building of the GPS squadron so its submarines could know where they are. There's, of course, the camera. We all love the camera. I don't, but my wife does. It was developed for space satellite so that the film did not have to be dropped to Earth. It took pictures that could be transmitted as data to Earth. And of course, there's the internet, without which this wouldn't have any place, which is developed by DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, to move information from one point to another quickly, so we didn't have to mail it. In other words, to understand the technology of this age, you must understand the geopolitical requirements of the United States, the military that it created, and the technology that it really created as well. So you cannot look at the cell phone, the iPhone, the very cute little thing, the camera and everything else, without understanding its military origins.
Without understanding its military origins. And so that little 2-minute snippet there does a good job of painting the history as to why there are such things as cell phones, and it all happens to be geared towards military and the strategic usage of each item on the cell phone. And here we are today, 2022, apps, blockchain, and all that other lingo is here, full speed, and a part of the so-called decentralized space that has a lot of people excited. The more sinister side of things happens to be more on the surveillance side of things. And so that'll take me right into the article I want to share. So here we have You guys can see on screen here the known traveler digital identity specifications guidance. A lot of words right there. But ultimately, what it says is this is the World Economic Forum's use, and this is the link here. If anybody's interested in reading their white paper, feel free to click this, but you'll get a chance to read more for yourself here. But ultimately, what it is the use of the blockchain, cryptography, and everything that's being touted as being revolutionary, but it's only going to be used to further track, surveil humanity in a sense. And it has to do with cross-border travel, things of that nature. So, give you an idea, it says the known traveler digital identity concept relies upon a trusted, decentralized, and interoperable identity platform enabled through technologies including blockchain, biometrics, mobile devices, and cryptography. So everything that has been created that was just given to us in that little quick history synopsis as to who created it, DARPA, the military, and the Department of Defense. Okay, here we go now. So I want to bring this to your attention because this is interesting. And so if anybody's interested in reading the white paper, I'll include the link down below. But developments that has flown under the radar for the most part happens to be out of Canada. And so it says Canada leading pilot project for a trusted traveler smartphone app. So as you guys can see here, a little synopsis of what the platform looks like. And I'll thumb through it, but it's very detailed in how it's being rolled out. And it will probably end up being required because it's in the midst now of being put before all the political figures in Canada and the ministers or whatever. They're pushing this thing out. So it's good to say it's probably already out there, but this gives more information. But it says Canada and the Netherlands are collaborating on a pilot project that uses smartphone apps to speed trusted travelers through RTD border checks. So trusted travelers. What makes you a trusted traveler? You'll find out. Go down some more. It says Canada and the Netherlands are partnering with the KTDI project this year. Individuals traveling between two countries with broader rollout coming as soon as 2020. The Canadian government is championing the project in collaboration with the Dutch. Go down here, give you more. It says, how does it work? The system uses machine learning to build up a trust rating for each user. A trust rating. So what exactly is a trust rating? Because this have anything to do with the score, your credit score mixed with your social activity score, i.e. the whole CCP, ESG, all that stuff that's being rolled out there. So here we have a machine learning that will be utilized to create a score or a trusted rating, more likely, that has to do with your ability to travel or not being able to travel based on the number of times a trusted agent has verified that person's info. So a trusted agent refers to more than likely a publicly traded company that has bought into the whole ESG and whatever else type of protocols they're going to create that will determine whether or not you or the user of this information or this app here is a person that will be considered trustworthy and able to access the privileges of travel in the days ahead. Just something to consider here. And I'll thumb through it just a little bit more. But it says essentially the more correct information you feed into the system, the more confident it becomes that you're not a terrorist in waiting. So based upon the information you feed it will determine, according to the machine learning, as to whether you're not a terrorist in waiting, whatever that is. How exactly, the question will be, how will they define a terrorist? Because will it be someone who just speaks out against the government? Or will it be somebody who decides to do what? Exactly. They're setting the rules. It says that information can come in a variety of forms, such as a proof of education, citizenship records, vaccination records. The vaccination records, that's going to be key, and your bank statement. So this app is all-inclusive to your personal identification, utilizing the smartphone feature of these militarized surveillance mechanisms in our hands through your biometric scanner, scanning your face, using your thumb. That's a lot of how they're going to build these platforms up. And then on the last note here, wanted to bring just give you guys a heads up as to what's going on outside of what we're not being told. And so here is the paper out of Canada. I can include this below, but this is a Transport Canada, and this is as of, I think, was it February or March? So this is freshly off the press here. But this deals a lot with the supply chain and the reorganizing of the current systems in place that will reshuffle the deck when it comes to supplies going in and out of the country, on top of a lot of other things here. But it's ultimately a World Economic Forum approved process here that the finance ministers are going to pump through. So here we got one of the ministers here who's supporting the Transport Canada's department plan. So this is his baby here. And of course, the catalyst to this happens to be this current health experimentation underway. And then just to go down a little bit and share with you, I just typed in blockchain, and what popped up when I typed in blockchain was just more information. If I can get this here, it says the known traveler identity, digital identity. So this KTDI. This is a part of the bigger transportation Canadians, whole little supply chain situation here. But it says initiative aims to allow passengers to share their information with India across the travel continuum to facilitate the traveler's experience while maintaining high security standards. It leverages emerging technologies such as blockchain, cryptographics, and biometrics. And so this project is a part of the the Travel Canada situation there. So as you guys can see here, I wanted to just bring to your attention what's happening under the radar in Canada and in the Netherlands. It's operational. And it's good to say it'll probably reach more countries because all the young global leaders that's a part of the World Economic Forum participate in these type of things. So it's good to say there'll be more countries popping up. And for those that might be completely new to all this, I did a video talking about how Ukraine has their DIA app operational. And so they have every single piece of the citizens' lives within that DIA app, including their currency allocation, whatnot, or their little stipend for their currency, whatnot. But this is what's happening. Thought I would take a minute to share my 2 cents on it. But it's fully operational, and it's good to say this is just won't stop with Canada and the Netherlands. It's going to make its way around to other countries, just because all politicians, a good portion of them rather, have all bought in hook, line, and sink with the World Economic Forum's greater reset agenda. And so these are the type of things we're going to be seeing. But yet, once again, they couldn't pull this type of stuff off if it wasn't for the advent of blockchain and all of the projects and protocols and really smart individuals that's helping on the back end when it comes to creating apps for these phones that were given to us for this reason, in my opinion, amongst everything else. But anyway, just want to take a quick minute, share with you what's going on. Hope everyone is well. Check back at 4 p.m. for the People's Talk Show. Save your questions, your thoughts, your ideas for that, as well as beneath this video here, at the very bottom, the social media tab, you can connect via Discord and a Telegram. Do that, share articles, share videos, so you'll stay plugged in. And I think it'll be worth a share if you guys don't mind. Take this video, share it with your family and friends so they can have a chance to see what's going on outside of what we're being told, because once again, it's all a distraction, people. But anyway, subscribe, click the bell notification. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.